Hello and welcome all of you to Unacademy. Unacademy obviously is India's largest education platform that has helped thousands of students across the country to crack toughest of examinations with top educators, quality content, and not to forget the great learning experience. With Unacademy, you can also crack your ninth and 10th CBSE exams as well. If you are already here, then I believe you already know that Unacademy gives you access to unlimited live and recorded courses from India's best educators. Therefore, I welcome all of you to Unacademy. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Tasneem Ahmed and I have completed my master's and MPhil in English. I have also been certified in TESOL. I have trained 1,000 plus students and I have 8 years of teaching experience. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a few interesting tips to improve your pronunciation. Trust me, these tips are going to bring in a great change in your English language. And I'm pretty sure you are going to like it. Therefore, stay tuned. But first, let me share a little more information about Unacademy and what you will get on Unacademy if you become a subscriber. Well, number one, you have daily live classes. Number two, you have daily live tests and quizzes. Number three, you have structured courses. And number four is the fourth point, which is unlimited access to live and recorded courses on Unacademy. Just one subscription gets you access to all the live and recorded courses to watch from the comfort of any of your device. Get the subscription and get those free live classes and prepare with top educators. And also get the comprehensive syllabus of mathematics, social science, Hindi, science, and English. Well, besides this, you also can talk to us. All you have to do is download the Telegram application and then type the link in the URL and then click on join, and you are good to go. One more thing that you have to do is install the Unacademy learning application on your device, be it your phone or your tablet. Install the application and then buy the subscription from any one of these plans that you see on the screen. There are n number of plans available, but I would suggest you buy the one which offers you a greatest discount, which is 67% discount, and which is actually for ninth graders. If you are a ninth grader, then this is the plan that you must go with. This is actually available for 36,000 and it is for your next 4 years. It is going to cover your 10th, your 11th, and your 12th examinations. All you're going to be paying is just 750 rupees. And how is that possible? That is because of the 67% discount. And along with that, the most important thing to remember is to type the code which is given over here, which is TA01. Type in this code when you are buying this 48 months course if you are a ninth grader, and you will get extra 10% discount on the existing 67% of discount. And you will be paying only 36,000 for next 4 years, and you can prepare for your examinations, for your ninth examinations, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Well, if you think this is a very huge amount to pay, then let me break it down for you further. Let me take it on a monthly basis. You will only be paying 750 rupees for a month. If that also seems too big, then let me tell you how much you will be paying for a day. You will only be paying 25 rupees for a day, which certainly isn't too big at all. But then again, it's an investment that you are making into education. That this investment is for life. And if you are a 10th grader, then go ahead and buy the subscription for 36 months and type the code TA01 and avail that extra 10% of discount and buy this subscription for just 800 rupees a month. And for 3 years, you will only be paying 28,800 rupees. And if you break it down on a daily basis, you will only be paying 27 rupees for a day, which again certainly is not at all too high. Just 27 rupees a day, and you are good to go for 3 years, and you can prepare for your examinations whenever, however you want. And 25 rupees is going to get you 4 years of subscription. 27 rupees is going to get you 3 years of subscriptions for 10th graders. Well, do not forget to type the code, which is TA01, which is going to get you 10% extra discount on the available discount which you have over here. Therefore, go ahead, do not waste any more time, and join Unacademy today and avail the offer with the code TA01. So that is about the subscription, and let us move on with our today's session. Like I told you, this session is all about let's get your pronunciation straight. Well, you could probably be asking me what's wrong with your pronunciation as of now. Well, there is nothing wrong, but then there are a number of things that you have to keep in your mind and need to understand why we need to get our pronunciation straight. Well, number one, we are Indians and English isn't our language. We are accustomed to speaking many different Indian regional languages, and we have been used to speaking different mother tongues. And because we've been used to speaking so many number of different regional languages, the placement of our tongue, the movement of our lips, the opening of our mouth, they're all pretty different. And all these factors differ from one language to another. And we are used to a particular way of pronunciation when we speak in Hindi or in Kannada or in Tamil or be it any language. We are used to speak or pronounce in a particular way, due to which we tend to speak other languages as well in the same way. Supposing if we are acquiring a new language, we in fact end up speaking the same exact way, the way we've been speaking our other languages. And because of this, we end up doing the same thing with English as well. And we end up being told that we have MTI. Does it ring a bell? I hope you would have heard people telling you that you have MTI. What is MTI? Let me tell you what is MTI. MTI is actually mother tongue influence. Just like the way I told you a little while ago that we are accustomed to speaking all the regional languages of India, and we have a particular way of pronouncing words. And when we tend to speak English in the same exact way, we tend to get influenced by our regional language, by our mother tongue. And that influence is called as mother tongue influence, which is a big no in this present world because we meet people from different corners of the world and people speak very differently from the way we speak. And what happens? We get mocked, we get trolled, and all this leads to a low self esteem. You might actually have great fluency. You also probably have loads of vocabulary lists. You are an amazing speaker. I wouldn't deny that at all. But if you utter those words with that MTI in your language, you will be disregarded. They will definitely mock you and they will definitely make fun of your language. And that is why it is important that you change your language. It is important that you pronounce each and every word in English the right way, or the way it is supposed to be pronounced. Therefore, no more. And this video is going to help you change all that. And you can actually gather these tips, apply that in your language. Each and every tip that I say that I'm going to be sharing in this video is going to help you a great deal. Trust me and follow each and everything that I am sharing in this video. So let us begin. Well, there are three important things, even before we start doing anything. There are three important things that you have to keep in your mind. Number one, open a big, wide mouth. Well, when I say this, open a big, wide mouth, well, there is a difference in the way we speak and the way the English people speak. If you have watched all those English movies and English series that you have out there, you can notice that when they speak, they tend to speak from this part of their mouth and not this part. What they do is they actually open their mouth wide open. And that is why the way they sound is totally different from what we do, because we do not have the habit of opening a bigger mouth. We tend to open a smaller mouth. But comparatively with them, yes, we certainly open a smaller mouth. So I have a tip to share with you to open a bigger mouth. Well, I want you to take your three fingers and try to put these three fingers in your mouth, not like this, but like this. And if you succeed in putting these three fingers in your mouth, then trust me, that is how big you are supposed to open your mouth. Initially, it is going to be a little difficult, but trust me, as you proceed, as you practice, it is going to get pretty easy. Number two is articulate each and every word, or sorry, every letter, not word, every letter of the word. This is really important. A word has how many letters? If I take this example, which is WORD, you have a W, you have an O, you have R, and then you have D. When I say articulate each and every letter, what I mean is pronounce each and every letter in the word. Do not skip, do not jump from W to D. Pronounce the W, pronounce the O, pronounce the R, and pronounce each and every letter of that word. It is again important. Trust me, if you do these things, your English is going to change instantly. Now, the third one is try and keep a clear and slow pace. It's been told that English people speak very slowly comparatively to we Indians, and we have a tendency to speak very fast. Well, that is supposed to be changed. If that is true, then it is definitely needs to be changed. So the third thing that you have to do is to speak clearly so that the person is able to hear and understand what you're trying to say, and slow down your pace when you are articulating the words. Trust me, if you apply the second rule of articulating every letter of the word, the space of your language automatically reduces. Therefore, focus on all the 3 points. Open a bigger mouth, articulate every letter in the word, and automatically your language becomes clearer and slower. So, these are three important things that you have to do. The first and foremost things that you have to do. Then comes focusing on the formations of your mouth. There are three formations that you have to keep in your mind. The first one is wide open mouth, second one is rounded mouth, and the third one is neutral mouth. Let me tell you what they are. The wide open mouth is something like this, like the way you see in the picture which is given over here. For example, you're trying to smile. What do? You spread your lips, right? Assume that you are trying to smile and try and pronounce these words with me. Sorry, yeah. Try and pronounce these words with me, like laugh. Remember, you are supposed to spread your lips as if you were to smile, like laugh, past, vast, half, shower, happen, last. So if you have noticed, I have actually spread my lips. I spread my mouth when I was pronouncing these letters. Laugh, past, vast, half, shower, happen, last. So wide open mouth is the number one formation of our mouth. And you will be using this formation in English language a lot. Trust me. Number two is your rounded mouth, which means you will be rounding your lips as if you were to pronounce the letter O, as in O. Now observe the way, excuse me, observe the way I pronounce this word, which is what. Observe the way that I form my mouth, what, and welcome, why, where, run, rain, recent, round. So the formation of the mouth over here was pretty much rounded. So this is your rounded formation, and you have to use this as well in your English. And I will tell you where and when you are going to be using this. Just stay tuned. And the next one is the neutral mouth, which means that you do not acquire or you do not assume any shape at all. We discussed about widening your lips, and we discussed about rounding your lips. Well, no, both will not be assumed over here when you pronounce these words, as in heart, not, got, spot, comment, content, process, prominent. So if you notice, I did not make any shape at all. Neither did I round my mouth, nor did I spread my lips. It was actually the neutral formation of mouth. Well, one more thing, if you have noticed, it is comment and not comment, and it is content and not content. Content means something else. Content means something else. Well, I want you to figure that out, figure the meaning out of what is a content and what is content. Let me know, leave your comments below and let me know the difference between content and content. So now let us move on to the next one, which is the plosives. Well, these are really interesting pronunciations and a little tough as well. But then trust me, with enough of practice, you will master the skill. So the words, the letters that you see are T, K, Q, and P. Well, for this, I might have to show you a little something, as in, this is a piece of paper that I have in my hand over here, and I'm going to place this in front of my mouth. And I want you to observe the way the paper moves. All right? Okay, let me start. T, K, Q, P. Well, if you noticed, the paper actually moved. I did not move it with my hand, but then it moved because of the air that I blew when I was pronouncing these letters. Let me show you again. T, K, Q, P. You saw that again? So that is what is called as plosives. So when you pronounce the words beginning with these letters, as in T, K, Q, and P, you are supposed to blow the air out of your mouth, and that gives the right pronunciation. Let me show you again. TED, talk, tomorrow, king, kilo, quiet, questions, point, plus, pure, papa. Well, there you go. So to practice this, I would suggest you can also take a piece of paper and then practice that the same way that I showed you over here, and make sure the paper moves. And if the paper moves, then you have acquired the skill. And practice and then see the difference in your English. So these are the plosives, which are T, K, Q, and P. Remember to blow the word when you pronounce the words beginning with these letters. T, K, Q, and P are the plosives. The next one is the letter H. Listen to me carefully. The letter H, not H, not H, or I'm not quite sure how you actually are used to pronounce it, but then the right pronunciation of this letter that you see over here is H. And that's the correct pronunciation of it. And there are a few words which require a little different pronunciation when you are pronouncing this letter H, or the words which start with the letter H, which are honor, honest, air, herbal. That's correct. What I said over here was after minusing, muting the letter H. There was no H sound at all whatsoever. It was the O sound that I started with. It was honor, honest, air, herbal. You do not pronounce the H over here at all. The H over here is completely mute. And this is a grammatical error, and you cannot do that. I have seen many number of students pronouncing this word as honor and harnessed and hair and herbal. These are, trust me, are incorrect pronunciations. You are not supposed to be pronouncing these words like that. The correct pronunciation is, listen to me again, honor minus the H, excuse me, honor, honest, air, herbal. So these are the right pronunciation with the letter H. Remember, H. So these are the normal pronunciations which you've been using. No change over here. This is horse, have, heavy, holiday. But these are really important. If you have been pronouncing it as honor, stop that right today and pronounce that as honor, and this as honest, air, herbal. It is not herbal tea, it is herbal tea. So now let us move on to the next one, and it is the letter R, and a very interesting one and a very interesting pronunciation which is going to change your pronunciations in a jiffy. Well, the first important thing that I have to say is the letter R requires a great amount of commitment. Number two, when you are pronouncing the letter R, you are supposed to roll your tongue a little backward and touch the roof of your mouth. As in, supposing if I were to draw, well, trust, I'm not good in drawing, but then I'll try to do it. Supposing if this is the roof of your mouth, and this is your uh, tongue, you are supposed to touch the tip of your tongue over here. If supposing this is the ridge of your gum, a little behind over here. Don't go back, don't go too far back, but then roll your tongue and bring it over here and try and pronounce the letter R. Well, try to follow the pronunciation with me. Assume this pronunciation, sorry, assume the formation of your mouth like this. Like I said, the roof of your mouth and tongue to be touched above over here. Not too far back, a little over here. If this is the ridge of your mouth, this is where you are supposed to touch when you are pronouncing the letter R. Like this. Rule, river, tree, relax, prove, roll, rumble, round. Well, there is one more thing that I have to share when it comes to the pronunciation of R. Remember earlier when I started this session, I told you that there is a formation of mouth that is around your mouth. This formation will be applied over here for the letter R. As in, every time you see a word starting with the letter R, you immediately need to round your lip. As in, observe, rule, river. Now over here, when you say river, observe the pronunciation, round your lips and then say river. It's not river, it is river. Again, you can see that there is a T and then you have your letter R. Therefore, you begin the pronunciation with the rounded lip like tree and relax. It's not relax, it's round your lips and see the change instantly in your language. Relax, prove, roll, rumble, round. So this is how a letter R must be pronounced. Trust me, you apply this in your language and you can see the change instantly, and leave your comment below whether or not you saw the change or not. The next one is again something that I really like explaining, and that is bite the V's and kiss the W's. Well, let me go in a little detail and tell you what that means. V and W. Well, when you pronounce the letter V, you have to bite your lip. Not really, but what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to touch your upper teeth on your lower lip like this. V. Now you can see that my lower lip, I am touching my upper teeth. Sorry, I'm touching my lower lip with my upper teeth, as in like this. V. Say that with me. V. And when you are pronouncing the letter uh, that is W, you are supposed to round your lips like this. We. Try and say it with me. V, we, V, we. You can instantly see the change in your language. There is V where you touch your lower lip with your upper teeth and you say V, and where you round your lips and you say we, as in we, we. This is really, really, really important. This is again another grammatical error of pronunciation which you cannot disregard. So remember, bite your V's and kiss the W's. V, upper teeth and lower lip, rounded lips for the letter W, and you say we. Now let me give you a few other examples with the pronunciation of V. This is, excuse me, vent, and this is went. See the change in my lip. See the pronunciation of my lip. Vent, went. For the W, you round your lips as if you were to assume that there is O and not W. Presume that there is O and no W at all, and try and say that now. Went. And here it is V where you bite your lower lip. Not literally, but then you touch your you keep your upper teeth on your lower lip, as in went, went, went. Remember, W is the replacement of O. So remember W as O. That is going to help you remember the pronunciation of the letter O. So V, bite the teeth, sorry, bite the V's and kiss the W's. Now the other words that we have are vehicle, vehement. Well, it is not vehicle, it is vehicle, vehicle, vehement, event, have. It is really important for you to pronounce the V's which come in between as well. Trust me, it is important. I have seen people pronouncing it otherwise. Ignore that. And if you have been doing the same mistake, ignore that and change the pronunciation today. And say that as event, have, gave, give. Five. It's not five. I don't know. I have heard people pronouncing it in a very weird way when it comes to V. Be very careful. V. Upper teeth, lower lip. Vehicle, vehement, event, have, gave, give. And one more thing is vote. I have heard people saying this as ought, which is totally incorrect. It is not ought, it is in fact vote. Remember this? It is vote and it is develop. It is develop. You have a V there. Develop. Vote, develop, vehicle, vehement, event, have, gave, give. So these are the words with the pronunciation of V, where you bite your lower lip. Not literally though. And the next one is the W pronunciation, where you round your lips and you assume that there is a O instead of W, and you pronounce that as welcome. Please observe the movement of my lips and the positioning of my lips and the formation of my lips, as in welcome, wonderful, how. There is a W at the end, which means that it requires you to round your lip at the end. Therefore, begin with her. How, what, Why? It's not why, or I don't know if I'm not quite sure how you are used to pronouncing, but it is why. Wide open mouth, bigger mouth, and slowly, and then with a rounded mouth, it is why. And then wonder. Remember, W is the replacement of O. Assume if you cannot remember the formation of mouth, if you cannot remember the O rounded mouth, you can easily remember that W is the replacement of O, which means you have to say welcome, wonderful, how, what, why, wonder. So we have the V's and the W's. Remember, this is going to make it easier. Bite the V's and kiss the W's. Now let us go on to the next one. Another interesting pronunciation to remember, which is going to instantly bring a huge change in your pronunciations. Trust me, you will. That is, now take a look at these words. And there is a formation of your lips. You require your lips, you require your teeth for that. Now, what you have to do over here is when you are pronouncing the letter that, you are first of all supposed to put your tongue outside your mouth and place it between your tongue, as if assuming this is your tongue and these are your teeth. Do not press them, do not bite them, let them slip through easily, let the tongue slip through easily, and try and pronounce the letter Z. And when you put your tongue out and when you keep it in between your teeth, and when you try to pronounce this letter Z, the pronunciation of this word, of this Z, will be like this V. Can you see my tongue between the teeth? V. You will have to do this, and trust me, you will get the pronunciation right if you do that. Put your tongue out and then place it between your teeth. Do not press it hard. Let it slip through and then pronounce the letter Z and say it V. Say it again V. Remember, tongue outside between your teeth. V. With the same placement of your tongue and teeth, I want you to say that, this, those, brother, father, mother. So this, let us name it as Z pronunciation. All right, just for you to make it easier. This is Z pronunciation, but then the Z, the way you pronounce the letter Z should be a little different. That is, put your tongue outside, keep it between your teeth, and then say V. Repeat it with me. That, this, those, brother, father, mother. So these are the words which take your Z pronunciation. Now this I will call it as hissing sound. Let me tell you, the placement of the tongue and the lips are pretty much similar, as in keep your tongue between your teeth, just like the way you did it for these words, but this time you are going to make a hissing sound like this. Put your tongue between your teeth, but outside your mouth like this. Think, 3,000, nothing, with, both. Let's do that one more time. Remember, tongue between your teeth, outside your mouth, like this. Think, 3,000, nothing, with, and both. So this we will call it as a hissing sound and this as your Z sound. Let me do that again. V, think, that, think, this, 3, those, 1,000, brother, nothing, father, with, mother, both. Well, there is this word down below over here. When you say it like this, just the word with alone, you create the hissing sound and you say that as with. But when you say it like this, when you have the word in as well along with it, you say that as within. You pronounce the Z sound over here. That is within. Here it is with, that is hissing sound, but here it is within. Remember that within. So remember the pronunciation of these sound of this sound is put your tongue outside and then try and pronounce Z with the tongue outside, like the. And this is the hissing sound with the same placement of your tongue and teeth. Now let us move on to the last thing which I have to share. That is I. I have seen people pronouncing this letter as I, which is totally incorrect. It is not I, it is I. Like the way you say I, not I. Keep that in your mind. And then, like I told you earlier, it is H, no her sound. It is not H, it is not H, it is not nothing. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how you are used to pronouncing this letter, but then it is H. Can you see the spelling of the letter that I have written over here? No H, no her sound at all. It is H. And after all this, try and practice. Practice, practice, practice until you succeed. Well, there is something that I'm really going to assure you. People are going to laugh at you. People are going to mock. People are going to make fun when you are going to attempt this pronunciation. Trust me, I'm sharing this based on my own personal experience. They are going to mock, they are going to laugh, but then ignore them because at the end of the day, it is you and it is your decision. Are you going to please people or are you going to please yourself? That decision only you have to take. Therefore, take the right decision. And if you decide to employ these tips that I have shared here with you, then I will assure you that you will definitely change your pronunciation just in a month. But then remember, you have to practice. You have to do it consistently without fail. Make it a habit of reading, applying these pronunciations and reading in front of the mirror, reading at least out loud, loud enough for at least 15 minutes a day. And do it continuously for a month and see the changes. And do let me know whether or not you found the changes in your language or not. Leave it down below in your comments. And also let me know how can I improve my teaching. Do not forget to subscribe and do not forget to hit that bell icon. And also remember that when you are buying that subscription, to type the code TA01 to get that extra 10% off discount. And also join our Telegram group for latest updates on our upcoming videos. Well, do practice the tips that I have shared with you and have a good time until we meet next. Goodbye.